What's up, 31 fam? How you doing? Welcome back to Horror Hangout. Got Steven back with me this week, this episode, today, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do two movies. We'll have them separate episodes for you guys, but the first one we're going to talk about right now is called Nothing But Trouble. And it is quite possibly the greatest film to ever come out in the United States.
You are on crack, sir, but okay, that's fine.
Hey, dude, that's besides the point, sir. My crack abuse and this movie have nothing to do with each other, my man.
They might be.
You know what? Yeah, or somebody's crack abuse for sure. So all right. You picked this movie. I picked Texas Chainsaw. So let's why don't you give the synopsis of this film, and then I'll do the one on Texas Chainsaw. That way people know what we're talking about. To tell us what the movie's about and who's in it, and then we'll start talking about what actually happened. Also, for anybody that's curious, this movie's like 30 years old, dude. Spoiler alert, man. You shouldn't have to be told that, but grow up. We're going to talk about the movie. And I love you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. All right, Steven, what's this movie about, my man?
Well, real quick, the reason I picked this movie is the last time we were on here, we talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and I talked about how I really thought that the House of Thousand Corpses was just basically a general just rewrite of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I had never seen at the time. And then I realized that it's pretty much just the fact that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was so influential horror movie that it just spawned all this. And this movie, Nothing But Trouble, is very similar in a lot of ways.
Except that it's like a big budget Hollywood movie and it's a comedy, but it really does run parallel.
Well, that is the question. Is it comedy? Is it horror? I saw it categorized as black comedy horror. I mean, you don't really know what to call this movie. I know the critics called it a horror, but not probably for the same reason that we're calling it.
Here's a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think a horror movie has to be scary?
No.
Me neither. It's a horror movie.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It's whatever the
Beetlejuice
feeling...
is a horror movie. The Night Before Christmas is a horror movie. Dude, these are all funny or kids. There's all kinds. Horror just means a specific look, feel, character type, scenario. It doesn't have to necessarily be scary. Now you can have, as an example, I personally think Jurassic Park is a horror movie. It's a giant monster movie. Well, how is that not a monster movie? A lot of people don't agree, but that's okay. It's a very subjective statement.
I mean, I just think whatever the movie makes you feel. And in this movie, to me, Nothing But Trouble is a very horror feel to it from start to finish. Well, maybe not the beginning, but the situation you get into, it's a nightmare situation. I mean, that's all there is to it. So what this movie is a typical 90s movie. It's got the big budget comedy stars.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. I mean, John Candy, Demi Moore. Like at the time, these are huge names.
They're still huge names. People can still pull a lot of money in.
That's true. I don't know if Chevy Chase is acting anymore, and John Candy certainly isn't acting. God rest his soul. But this movie was to me, it would look like it actually literally was a John Hughes reject movie. It was just very much in that camp. And it was Dan Aykroyd's directorial debut and writing debut. So, what this movie basically is about New York yuppies that go out into the countryside, quote unquote, and experience a nightmare small town, which probably is a real fear for rich New York people, ending up in the countryside. And then I found out that this movie was actually based on a real town. Yeah, it's a town. It's actually extremely interesting. It's a town called Centralia in Pennsylvania, and currently the population is 5 people right now. The whole city was condemned and listed as a disaster zone. There's an actual live underground coal fire currently happening there, just like it is in Nothing But Trouble. The whole city is right above a coal fire that's just constantly burning underground. So the state of Pennsylvania bought out the town, condemned all the buildings, evacuated all the people. The last 5 residents that are there are allowed to live out their lives in their homes, and then that's it. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's a real town, which is that story about that town is way more interesting than this movie is.
Dude, I might do a video on that town.
Dude, I am in for that because there's tons of pictures of. I mean, it's just a modern day ghost town. I mean, the buildings are some of the buildings are still standing. The roads, the infrastructure is all still there. And then, the earth is starting to take it back. The trees are growing over it, but there's graffiti all over everything. And I
want to visit
it was actually.
Place.
Say again?
I want to visit that place.
Yeah, apparently it was real popular to go visit, but recently the last 5 residents got together and officially blocked off the main roads to get there. So you actually can't just drive there anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a nuts. It's called, man, I should remember the name of the town. Not Australia. It's like Australia. It's Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're talking about this movie.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Centerville, but then there was already a Centerville. The zip code, the postal zip code is no longer valid. The post office turned off the zip code.
That's great.
It's just this forgotten ghost town that eventually will just sink into the earth.
Yeah, it's Centralia.
Centralia, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was easy to find. I just put Pennsylvania ghost town and it popped up immediately.
Boom.
For all you lazy bums, I'll make a video on there for you guys because I love you and I love being lazy too, but I do this for you. I spend all my time doing this for you.
So apparently Dan Aykroyd said, I'm going to make a movie about this place because it impacted him so much. And there you have it, man. To me personally, I think that a lot of the acting and a lot of performances were phoned in. The only person in the entire movie that I feel had any kind of spirit was Dan Aykroyd. Obviously, he was very invested in this, but I think his character.
I don't agree with that at all.
Huh?
I don't agree with that at all.
Oh my God, Chevy Chase was just completely flat the whole movie. Demi Moore was, sweet and doing her job, but Chevy Chase was so flat. John Candy was so static. There was no reason for that character to be John Candy. John Candy is a funny, lovable guy, and he showed nothing in this movie. John Candy is one of my favorite people of all time. I idolize John Candy.
I don't even know what to say about this. I'm so shocked. I disagree so much.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Dan Aykroyd's performance was amazing. I thought he looked like he was the only one having fun in that entire movie.
Yeah, I disagree. I think everybody looked like they were having fun to me. Man, I need to rewatch it, I guess. And admittedly, I've only seen this movie one time, and it was the time that we watched it as a pair here to do this show. I ordered a VHS copy of it. It never showed up. I guess it went to that town, and then it just got sucked up to the ground. But what's funny is I didn't know that town existed, so that actually makes a pretty funny story that I ordered this VHS tape. It never showed up.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania was like, nope.
This movie.
Do what?
That's the rule with this movie now. Anytime you order anything about it, it just never shows up.
Hey, do me a favor. Scoot your mic up closer to your face if you don't mind.
My little mumbled there.
Boom. There you go. The volume was just low.
I feel a little bit. You can hear me nice and clear now?
Dude, it's considerably better. But
there
that's weird. I'm sorry. I wish I hadn't sent. I was waiting to give it a good split to tell you that, and I was just kept waiting. I hate telling people stuff like that. But
I didn't want to block my beautiful face, so.
I mean, that's kind of, I need somewhere to aim. Dude, speaking of Pennsylvania, there's a band out of Pennsylvania called Wisdom in Chains. They're one of the best bands of all time. If you go look for Wisdom in Chains, a song for Buddy. If you watch that video slowly, just watch it. Pay attention to what they're showing you, not what they're saying. You'll see me and my dog pop up in the video.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the song's about his dog, and we all knew those guys, and they were like, "Yo, anybody down in Houston, you got pictures of you and your dog? We're making these video about Buddy. His dog passed away." He's like, "Send us your pictures. We'll see if we can get him in the video or something." And then all of a sudden, I'm in my emails. I get a link, and I'm like, "What is this?" I didn't even know what it was. I didn't recognize the guy's name. It wasn't the guys in the band that sent it to me. It's somebody else.
Right.
So I was like, "What is this?" And I hit play, and then I was like, "Oh man, it's a cool song, dude." And then all of a sudden, I popped up in the video. I was like, "What?" They didn't tell me that I was in it, so I didn't know until I saw it.
What's the name of the band again?
Wisdom in Chains.
Okay. Have to check it out.
Whenever the video comes out on YouTube, this will have a picture of it on there because I'll edit that in.
Nice.
But
so road trip to Pennsylvania, me and you.
Fuck yeah, they have a song where they talk about stuff like that, and then the chorus is like, "Pennsylvania, I fucking love you." I was like, dude, I always want to sing about Texas, bro, because I fuck with Texas.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be singing about Pennsylvania. I've only been there a couple times, fair enough. But
I mean, if you grew up there and you were from there, you'd probably love it like you do wherever you're from. You know, I mean,
I don't know.
I
I'm
love.
from Florida, and I don't hear anybody singing about Florida.
Everybody sings about Florida, bro. All about meth and
how much it sucks.
Dude, for real. Texas
Yeah.
is fucking awesome, though. You hear about Texas all the time in music.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
All right, let's talk about this movie a little bit. So it was, so you agree everybody looked flat? I thought everybody looked like they're having fun. Maybe I misunderstood. That's okay. I'm just kind of surprised. That kind of fucks me up a little bit.
Yeah, it just seemed like phoned in performances. I did want to mention that the box office, the budget on this was $45 million,
Woo!
and the box office was 8.6.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
yeah. Apparently Chevy Chase was real nasty on the set with everybody and didn't want to be there. Yeah. It was kind of a disaster.
Knowing background stuff like that, you're gonna see things in the movie that makes you think they're acting flat. Where I didn't look up any of that stuff because I don't want to know any of that stuff.
No. I thought it was before I knew any of that crap.
Really?
I mean, I just didn't understand.
Chevy Chase is a prick, anyways, dude. That guy sucks, man.
Yeah, he's not cool. I agree with that. Dan Aykroyd is also not that cool in real life.
I hear that.
These people are people that I grew up with, though. I mean, this is the exact that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
This Saturday Night Live, Second City kind of thing. These are my people, and apparently everybody other than John Candy was kind of a real dick. So
yeah, I hear that a lot. So what? Okay, so the movie starts off with Chevy Chase and Demi Moore's characters, right? And they're out in New York, and there's also other people that are they get this like road trip to somewhere. I can't remember what was going on, and they end up getting pulled over, right?
Yeah, it was weird because I don't really understand what the road trip to Atlantic City was.
It was just to get them in this town. That's all
like,
it was.
It didn't make. There was like a landfill involved and like.
Dude, it literally doesn't matter. They should have just cut the movie where it starts with them talking.
I agree. 100%.
And then them going, let's just go to Atlantic City. All right, let's roll. And then that's where the movie starts.
What the hell was that whole setup for? It was for nothing.
Like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. It should have been more like that. Some silly ass stupid reason where everybody
got high
and get a kick out of it. But you know.
So they go through this crappy town, and in the town you can see, like right in the middle of the town, you can see the vents for like the smoke, right? And that's, you know, to vent the coal fire that's underneath the town. And like I said, that's a real thing. So they run a stop sign, and John Candy's not having any of this. So for some reason he goes to pull them over, and then I guess it's an excuse to have a car chase. And
absolutely.
Everybody decides that it would be fun to try to outrun them in this 1991 Beamer that's supposed to be like a hot rod, I guess. But John Candy's cop car also is a hot rod, and they didn't know that. Has all these switches to like make fake detours and all kinds of shit.
Bro, it's so good. It's like Mousetrap, the board game in real life.
Dude, that shit was pimped though when they flipped the switches and the little fake thing came from behind the bushes to close the road. Like that was pretty good.
It was awesome, dude.
No, hey, look, when I watched it again this time, it's the first time I've watched it in 30 years, whatever. And I actually was like invested in the movie. Like it was extremely 90s. When freaking Digital Underground shows up to perform, like that's just exactly like Adam's Family.
In the background.
Yeah, Tupac was singing in the background. Shock G, R.I.P. to Shock G, of course, recently passed away.
Yeah, so that wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, it was like a month ago.
Yeah, that was real recent.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, but I actually really like that part of the movie. Just like in Addams Family 2, when MC Hammer shows up and performs, like I actually like that part. And Dan Aykroyd,
Turtles
the judge.
2, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Go
That's
ninja,
like
go ninja, go.
Go ninja. Ninja, rap, ninja,
Dude,
rap. No, but like it's such a 90s thing to do. Dude, I loved it. I love that part. I loved when Dan Aykroyd got up on the organ and started playing with them and shit. Like that was
the movie, like as a whole, I thought was fantastic. Now there are parts that I would love to take out and make it a little shorter.
Yeah.
Yes. But like if I can't change it and I get to take it or leave it, I'm taking it, man. But it was silly. It was over the top.
It was fucking
ridiculous.
weird, man. Like, what the fuck were these giant baby twins?
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Bro, so scary.
If you didn't think the movie was a horror movie, when you saw those two and you saw him take off his nose and like, I mean, it was those kids were but nothing about them was inherently terrifying. They weren't evil.
No,
they actually wanted to save them and more.
Man.
Oh, they were scary. One of them was Dan Aykroyd. I don't know who the other one was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, Carissa watched it with me.
Did she love it?
You want to find out?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Let's find out live.
Hey, I'm gonna do a quick cut right here. So, hey, baby, come here. Over that. Can you see her? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about Nothing But Trouble? The one with John. I told you, bro. Don't pull mommy's shirt down, little guy. He's like, I'm gonna pull his tatas down.
Or do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a lot of fun to watch. Like,
would you call it a horror?
Call it a horror movie? I mean, yeah.
I agree. But you had fun with it, though.
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a.
Dude, we were laughing through the whole movie.
Oh yeah, we were
it
laughing.
Seems like
through
a
the
genuine response.
Do what?
Seems like she's giving us a genuine response here that she actually liked this movie.
I honestly, I wasn't sure what she was fixing to say, to be honest. That's why I called her in here, because I like terrible movies. We go over this. This is what this show is all about. Is that I make you watch movies I know you're gonna hate, and then you end up loving them. Because
I actually made you watch this one because I thought you were gonna hate it.
You know better than that, sir.
I
own a physical copy of WNUF Halloween Special, sir. I do not hate bad movies.
That was a fantastic movie. How can you compare the two, though?
But what did you say about that movie when we first started talking about it?
Oh God, it was awful. But
yeah.
Jesus Christ, was that a classic movie? I don't know. I was really taken aback that you said you liked it. I thought you were just going to be like, I turned that piece of shit off 10 minutes into the movie.
No,
dude, no, I was. I mean, there was a couple parts that I could do without, but like overall, I just thought it was so, like, it's so. So check this out. It's actually based on a real place. I'll talk about it later, but yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a video on this whole place.
Yes.
This video is gonna be up on Horror 31's. We're about to put in some real work. No, so like, it was over the top. It was silly. Like, they couldn't make it now. It wouldn't do well. Wouldn't succeed. We don't have the right actors. But it's so nostalgic. It's so 1993, bro. Like, I don't know what year it came out in, but like, it feels like 8th grade, USA Up All Night. Awful movie that wasn't a success at the box office, but they're going to play it on TV every weekend. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, you first viewing, you're like, ugh. But as you watch it over and over, you grow to where you're like, wait, where's the Nothing But Trouble? I thought that was coming on at 10 o'clock. And it doesn't come on, and now you're bummed out.
But where's the twins? I missed the twins.
Right? Dude, for real. And so I get to skip all that crap because I like that kind of stuff. So when this came on, immediately, dude, for the first few minutes, I didn't know what to think. Didn't take long, though. I watched the trailer, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm in on this. Like, I was psyched. I was happy to watch it.
Dude, what'd you think about one of the Baldwin brothers is like the drug group?
The less famous the Baldwin, the better.
Yeah, you're right about that. And he's the least famous, isn't he?
Well,
Who was it, Daniel?
In John Carpenter's Vampires, Daniel Baldwin's in it, and that makes it a better movie.
This is Daniel Baldwin too, right?
Yes. If Alec Baldwin was in it, it wouldn't be as good.
No.
He's too good of an actor.
All right.
I just love how they were so.
Say bye, mommy.
Bye.
All right. Thank you for your input, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Parker, enjoy whatever you're doing. Sleeping probably. Wait, it's 5 o'clock? No, you're not sleeping yet.
Not yet.
You're staying awake till about. I thought it was 9 o'clock, to be honest with you. I really did, because it's raining outside, so it's all dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, on second watch, I actually was like pretty invested in it and wanted them to escape. And it was weird how the 2 Brazilian people were in this movie and they got to escape, and then John Candy went with them.
Yeah, it was amazing,
happy
dude.
Ending.
And those were the better characters, anyways. They were the more fun people. Although Demi Moore, I forgot how absolutely gorgeous she used to be.
I never thought, like, if somebody asked me, like, hey, go over like the heartthrobs from when you were, like you said, in the 8th grade, I wouldn't have put Demi Moore in. But watching in this movie, oh my goodness,
well,
that white outfit she was wearing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Her outfits were nice. That's where the Nothing But Trouble title came from.
That's for sure. The only time Nothing But Trouble, the only time you hear them say that is when there's this very random makeout scene with her and Chevy Chase, and then she goes, "Oh, you're nothing but trouble," and then they just go to sleep.
So, I didn't even think that that's where the title came from. For me, the title came from the fact that everything that they did got them in trouble. Everything. From the start of the movie to the end of the movie, there was nothing but trouble through the whole movie. That's
true.
what I thought it meant.
There was no point where they felt safe. That's for sure.
So, but I mean, the movie was over the top. It was silly, but it was a lot of fun, man. It was a very kooky, weird movie, and I think there's a lot of people out there, especially right now, where the '90s is just popping, dude. If you're a fan of stuff like Saved by the Bell and like over the top acting like that, because dude, look, people say that the '50s and '40s acting was like super animated or over the top. It was, and it got serious throughout the like '60s and '70s. The '80s, when horror started getting big, it started to get bigger again. The '90s, it peaked again with over-the-top acting, big clothes, big hair,
bright colors.
Yeah, and then in the 2000s, it got muted and serious again. We're due for another pop of crazy movies, bro. The 2020s should be great. They should be put out. You know, COVID put a little bit of a damper on that, but I think in the next 9 years, we could have some amazing stuff come out that's going to be looked at in the 2050s as it may bomb now. In the 2050s, it's going to be big again.
I agree. I think you hit the nail on the head for me when you said this is 8th grade USA Up All Night. And 100% that's the exact feeling that I get when I watch this. And like you said, 90s nostalgia is big. Well, that's because it's the whole 25, 30-year rule.
Yeah.
Where when you get to a certain age, like me and you are, in our 40s or almost in our 40s, that like we've settled down, we got our family. Now we can start thinking about ourselves again, the things that made us happy when we were kids. And this is a perfect example. I didn't hate it when I saw it when I was a kid. I don't hate it now, but critically,
but you're remembering it and you're like, no, that movie was terrible, man. And then you watch it again, you're like, I kind of dug that.
Yeah, I mean, just terrible as in like, there's no part of that movie where you can say, oh, good cinema. This was good cinema. No, it was just a goofy good time.
I don't want to watch movies like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take my one every few years. I got Parasite, good cinema. I'll take stuff like, I don't want
Lighthouse. You like Lighthouse?
Okay, yeah, but I mean
that was cinema.
One of a handful of movies, you know. Uncut Gems. That was a really. But dude, on a daily basis, weekly basis, I want schlocky garbage. I want stuff that you can tell that somebody had fun in that movie. In this instance, it's Dan Aykroyd. He had a lot of fun making it, and good for him. Like, when I watch stuff, okay, as an example, check this out. Here's a preview of what's coming in the next week, folks. So I do my new movie pickup video every month, right? Where I show you what I picked up over the month. Because I buy movies. I get 50 movies a month, right? I bought a few movies at the horror show. I picked up Tusk. I picked up Dead Ant, Officer Down. I know. Have you heard of any of these?
I've heard of Tusk.
Yo-Yo Girl Cop. I mean, come on, bro.
I'm in, though.
I picked up Red Eye, Japanese stuff. I picked up Dead Silence. Now, look at this cover.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, it's like hand-drawn. You can tell it's like low budget. It's shot on video, bro. Like on a camcorder.
Okay.
Right? And I got one called Gorgasm.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So, like, this is what I want, man. I want stuff that you go, okay, these dudes made no money. They didn't get any kind of acclaim for it. But I bet you if you give them a chance, they're making another one.
That's true, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, dude. These movies, by anybody that's interested in this, B-Movie Mondays. We're starting tomorrow morning. I'll have my first episode up. This stuff will be covered on that show. So I'll be talking about it, and I'll be, putting links to any kind of sale I can find. If it's on Amazon or something, I'll put a link for you to go pick it up.
Dude, one last thing about this movie. To me,
Absolutely.
You could tell like they were done with it and they were ready to end this thing. Because the last like scene or whatever, which I really liked, when Dan Aykroyd is like on the news, he's like, "I'm going to go live with my grandson in the city" or whatever, and like Chevy Chase is like running away, and he does like that cartoon cutout on the wall.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is that?
There's tons of weird stuff in this movie. Man,
I would have watched the sequel though.
Facts, bro.
Where the Justice of Peace ends up in New York City, like that whole family goes to New York City. I would have definitely watched it.
Let's start right now. We'll write it right now.
100%. Chevy Chase probably can't talk anymore though.
No. We'll just do it and with a whole new cast, and we
gotta have Dan Aykroyd at least.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because he doesn't even have to wear makeup anymore. He can already be that Justice of the Peace guy right now.
For sure. I mean, I was actually talking about writing it and filming it on like camcorder and actually having some fun.
Dude, I'm down.
Bro,
we'll film it in what'd you say the name of the town of Centralvania?
Yeah.
Not Centralvania. What is it called?
No,
I don't know why I get that name. Centralia. Yeah.
Some retarded shit like that.
It's pretty.
I'm about to get canceled. I said retarded.
That was it. Yeah. Can't have that.
All right, well, let's grade this movie. What'd you grade it on a scale of 1 to 10? And I'm being serious with my grades. I'm not going to be silly about it, but like, what'd you grade it when you rewatched it?
I'm gonna have to give it a solid 6.5. I really actually was like, I was expecting to go in and being like, oh my god, this is a 4. John Candy and drag. Here's the thing that you gotta understand what brought me down.
Ooh, another reason to watch it, folks. John Candy and drag, dude, and that is a big fella.
I can't express to you my love for John Candy accurately. It's not.
I love that guy.
I have autographed pictures of him, and like I
just
grew up loving John Candy.
Oh, I didn't know you were that much of a fan of him. That's awesome.
My favorite. Like my hands down my favorite. Like, you know that person that when you see on the screen, you're just instantly happy. And he's that guy for me. I like it. I even love his shit movies. Like last movie, Canadian Bacon or Wagons East.
Yo, that's Nicolas Cage for me. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Whenever I see that dude, I get so psyched. He has that new movie coming out called Pig. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I heard about that. What is it again?
Oh, bro, it's about oh my goodness, bro. It's about a guy who's like a chef, right? And he's doing stuff, and Nicolas Cage is like a chef, and he's like does these exquisite dishes or whatever, and they have this truffle pig. I guess it's his pig or whatever, right? And they use it to find truffles, and they create these dishes or whatever.
Oh no! Somebody kills it, and he John Wicks.
I don't know. They don't really tell you much, but they do show you that all of a sudden he's like over the city life. He doesn't care about the acclaim. He just wants to cook. He's like, leave me alone. Let me cook. And so it shows him in like this cabin in the woods with his pig hunting truffles, big old beard, long hair, just cooking, enjoying his life, right? And then all of a sudden, things get real serious. But at no point do they make you think this is even remotely close to a comedy. So I think this is a real serious movie, which is gonna make it a fucking comedy. Like, dude,
what do you mean he gets serious?
Like, there's no point where you think that he's trying to be funny. Like, okay, like in Color Out of Space, there's plenty of stuff where you're like, okay, they were trying to be funny, even though it's a serious movie. No, dude, like he's like, where's my pig? And he's not like, where's my pig? No, it's like, where's my pig? And they're like, fuck, man, I don't know, dude. Like, it's that kind of thing.
Dude, as soon as you said it, I just thought of John Wick, like where he kills the puppy. That's
exactly what I said. On the thing, I was like, is this John Wick with Nick Cage over a truffle pig?
Fuck yeah.
And then I started cracking up. But
what if it's in like the John Wick universe too, and they cross over at some point?
Oh, bro, I will get an erection. That's what'll happen. That's amazing. So, okay. Anyways, real quick, we're gonna wrap this up because we're gonna talk about Texas Chainsaw for a while, I think. So, this movie's about a group of people that go on a road trip. They get caught in this weird town. Everything is super weird. Like, there's no way out of the trouble they're in, and it's just because these people are just shitty people. They want to keep you in their town, or at least the majority of them do. It's got a huge cast, overblown budget. Go watch it. It's so silly. It's a time capsule of the 90s. It's got people in there that you'll never see in movies again. You'll certainly never see them in stuff like this. If you're a fan of like Blues Brothers, early 90s, late 80s Saturday Night Live, it's not as good as that stuff, but it's got the same people in it. And you'll be able to go, oh, I've never seen this before. It's something a little new for you to watch. Go check this one out, man. Nothing but trouble. It's not the best film, but it is a good time. I actually was landing on the 6.5 myself. I landed 6.5, strictly because of the costume work in it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was crazy. I thought the practical costume effects and stuff were great. It's just a fun movie, man. As much stuff as I watch that I pay $15 to go watch, dude, look, man, you're telling me that you're gonna watch this, tell me it's a bad movie, but you're gonna go watch the third Conjuring movie and tell me it's not bad? Like, you're gonna go pay to watch that? It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. They're not even remotely close to the same movie. That's not what I'm saying, but you know, they're just, dude. And good is subjective. If it's good to you, it's good. That's all I think.
Yeah, it would have been a 7 for me, just based strictly on Dan Aykroyd and his performance, and I mean, he put his all into that character. It dragged me down to 6.5 because I was just sad because Candy wasn't himself, he was just a very bland, static character, and that really upset me.
Yeah, I just don't agree with that. That's so crazy.
What did he do in this movie? What did he do? He did nothing. He didn't make a joke. He didn't have.
I don't think that's what he was there for. Dude, he wasn't the focal point of the movie.
Why John Candy? When John Candy laughs, he's like Eddie Murphy. John Candy, Eddie Murphy are like this. They have a very special laugh.
I understand what you're saying. My point is that he's not the focal point of this movie. He's not top billed. He's a side character. That's all he's there for.
Candy. There's no reason.
Yeah, dude, but he was their friend. He wasn't.
Have you ever seen JFK? Have you ever seen JFK?
I'm sorry?
Movie JFK. Have you ever seen the movie JFK? Okay, one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Okay.
Oh, really?
John Candy is in that movie very briefly. Doesn't make any sense for him to be there, but he fucking steals the show in the little 5-minute scene that he's in it. He makes himself present in that fucking movie.
Okay.
In
so
this movie,
scenario.
He could have been any other fat guy in a cop uniform. Anybody.
Okay, but you're missing my point completely. In that movie, he was doing it for a paycheck. He was not emotionally connected to the people that made that movie. In this one, they're like, "Hey, John, you want to be in our movie?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, what am I gonna do?" They're like, "Hey, throw on a dress, blah, blah, blah." All right, cool, I'll be there. It wasn't. This was more like John Candy in everyday life, hanging out with his buddies, doing their thing, blah 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 blah. He wasn't doing it for the check. In that movie, I guarantee you, and I haven't even seen it, he was doing it for the check, so he put work into it. This one, he was just there hanging out. He wasn't the focal point. That was Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, even Demi Moore. He was just, and I do wish that he would have done more, or that they would have asked him to do more.
If he would have, if when he was playing his sister, and she could talk, I would have been 100% in. You see what I'm saying?
No, dude. Look, I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm just saying it didn't cause me to feel any kind of way. But he's like one of your favorites, or is your favorite, so it's a little different. It'd be like
emotionally connected to him in every way.
If Francis put a new EP out and they didn't put any fucking effort into it, I would be disappointed.
Exactly.
So I get it. I'm looking at it from like, nah, dude, I don't think this was something that he was doing for money. I think he was doing it just to do it for his buddies, to hang out with them. Yeah. And so that's kind of why he mailed it in. Because I think it's kind of like if let's say your mom asks you to draw her a picture of something, right? And let's say you're good at drawing, and your mom's like, hey, would you draw me a picture of, like, I don't know, a dog? You'll draw her a picture. You probably take your time doing it. You may even throw some detail in there, right? You send it to her, she's like, oh, thank you, puts it on her fridge. If somebody else goes, hey, Steven, I need a picture of a dog. My client wants it. Here's $250. I guarantee you that dog looks better.
Sure.
So that's what I'm trying to compare it to. It's like, he was just hanging out with his buddies.
But I'm talking about a personal connection, and I felt let down personally by him because he wasn't the person that I expect him to be. And that's on me
for him, and that's not the movie's. That's not the draw.
That's my expectation, and he wasn't there to live up to my expectation.
Yeah, absolutely was. Fuck him for that.
Never say that again.
I won't. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Thanks.
Well, cool, man. That is Nothing But Trouble. This is Horror Hangout. We thank you for your time. That went by real quick. We're going to do another episode. We're going to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one. So tune in. I'd appreciate it. I'm sure Steven would too. There's probably a week in between episodes because we don't get to film it once every month. So it's kind of hard for us to have them weekly, so we don't. But stay tuned, folks. Thank you for your time. Have a good day, everybody. See you soon. Peace.